Kolter and Casey Joe on FM 96, London's Rock.
What's house hacking? I feel like I've seen this a couple of times online.
Okay, I'm going to say this is just like some nice marketing and branding for us, but I'll buy into this, okay? So it's hard to be able to exist?
Yeah.
Is that a fair statement?
Accurate.
And specifically Gen Z and millennials, how are they going to get into the housing market is a question on a lot of people's minds. And so now rebranded to house hacking. So either...
Is that when you break into someone's house, kick them out, and just take it?
That's another
I am the
rebrand.
homeowner now.
Maybe like having a basement suite or renting out a room to a total stranger in your home, or maybe Airbnb-ing it on the occasion so that you can still try to continue to afford your life, and maybe it gives you a little extra money at this point. I don't know what that is, but this is now, again, marketing or something that's being pitched to us to keep going, because you can always hack your house if you want to be able to afford one. You just rent out a room to a stranger.
That's wild to me.
Is that something you've ever thought about? Is like
becoming a landlord? Oh
Well,
my God, no.
Yeah.
I want people to like me.
Airbnb-ing, or just occasionally having someone come over and pay money to sleep in your place.
When we were looking for a house,
hacking, it's like,
beginning of the pandemic, my wife had just given birth to our daughter, and the pandemic had started, and it was like our one bedroom downtown just wasn't working. And so we were like, maybe we can buy something. Mm-hmm. And we had a couple of options, and one was a bigger house than we have now, but like we would have to rent out the basement to somebody to make it work. And it's like, I'm not getting any more house for that.
Right.
I love the house we have. It's compact. It's a starter home. It's a 3-bed. Like, I love my house so much. We were going to get the same square footage in another house, but then have to like take calls from someone who's like, oh, the heater's not working.
No, there'd always be problems.
Yeah.
Right?
And
like
I don't want to deal with that.
No, you have enough of your own problems.
Yeah.
You don't have someone else's
exactly.
You have my problems now as well.
House hacking. This is like, I guess the only way you can get a house now is by only living in 9% of it and just welcoming strangers into the other rooms?
Well, either you do that if you're Gen Z or millennial, apparently, or you're the person paying someone else's mortgage living in the room. That's what I am.
Yeah.
I'm not the person that can have the luxury of getting a place and house hacking. I'm the one living in someone else's place. So I guess those are the options here, but... I was reading that also somebody might like get a bigger house thinking that they're going to house hack. They're going to rent out a room, or they're going to rent out an apartment or a part of it.
Then it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but like that probably always happens here. Like every place must be rented out. No? Maybe someone's listening that they've experienced this before. You got a bigger place and you had a hard time finding the right person. Mark texted in, and I guess we want to say congrats to Mark, but also sorry at the same time.
What's going on with Mark?
Says, I just bought my first house. It had an apartment in the basement, or else I couldn't afford the mortgage. So he's
just like a sad state of the world, right?
Yeah, I know. There's no spin. Again, the spin is house hacking. They've made like even the alliteration of it, right? It's fun. Try it out. Say it.
It's great.
House hacking.
There's a stranger living in your home. I remember wanting to rent this place, and it was a room in a house when I was a college student. And they had so many rules.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started.
He was like,
no friends allowed over, no sleepovers,
no friends,
no music.
I'd kill if it was just that.
Shower after a certain time, no doing laundry after a certain time. What were the rules?
You can't use the kitchen. Like, this was a family home, and he's like, I'm renting out one of my bedrooms, and I guess it looked
can't eat
a little better online. Well, you couldn't use the kitchen, but you also couldn't have even a mini fridge or a hot plate, which I understand why.
Okay,
you can't have that in your room. And the guy was charging. And this is 10 years ago, and it was probably $1,200 a month. Like, it was crazy rent even for then.
Right.
No parking spot. There were certain hours, because it wasn't a legal rental, where like he essentially had a curfew.
Sounds like a businessman.
Yeah, you know what? Years later, I'm like, I appreciate the scam.
Kolter and Casey Joe on FM 96, London's Rock.